Good morning, Meeks and Kristen. I had a hiccup. At least it is a good morning for me. Happy Valentine's Day! It's Valentine's Day. So that's happiness. I'm just gonna make weird faces at you. Sorry, I just woke up. So I'm sorry if my voice is all like, hey man, I just woke up. But I did just wake up, and I think you can see my little bags, my little baglies, and also the fact that my hair is a crazy mess and I had to pin half of it up. So that's gonna be fun. So I took some notes for the first time in my life, and it's gonna be really... Oh, also, look, I'm not on the little vertical screen, and that's why I'm looking over here, because I'm not used to looking right there yet. I'm not saying I won't get used to it. I'm just saying that I might look off in the distance. Yep, this is not so early morning, Kristen. Even at work, I don't usually wake up until like 11. Like my brain. I wake up. I don't sleep at work. Okay. So, updates in my life. Okay, ready to go. This week was just fine. I am slowly but steadily making good changes as well. And I lost another half pound. Woohoo! Slow and steady wins the race. Yep. And I did that just, I worked out a lot more than usual. So I guess I expected more of a change, but, also my body isn't very good at change. And neither am I. Nothing about me is good at change. So I guess that's just how I am. And so I think it's going to take a while to be like, oh, snap. Like, even when I was training for 5Ks and stuff, I didn't lose weight very fast. I feel like it took me the normal time, because I had lost 30 pounds during that time, but it took like 3 months or something to lose that. And I guess that seems fast, but it's not really fast if you like calculate how much you can lose. Sorry, my eyebrows are insane. Everything's insane about me this morning because I just woke up. Luckily for you guys, I put on a jacket so you wouldn't see my camisole. Wow, this is gonna be a real good episode. Hope you guys are strapped in tight, ready to go with my craziness. Let's see. Oh, that's all. Whoa, today we're going to a wedding on Valentine's Day. So that should be interesting. And then tomorrow, we're going to go down to LA after church to see a podcast called Doug's Loves Movies. Multiple Dougs that love movies. No, just one Doug. It's called Doug Loves Movies, and he's a cool guy. I don't really listen to his podcast, but I have watched him before when MJ and I went down to watch Noah. I can't remember what that segment is called, but like Doug does it where he like riffs over movies and invites in a couple of other comedians. Noah was still barely watchable, even with comedians. So I guess that says something about Noah. Anyway, so fun times are to be had today and tomorrow. I was watching Kristen's video and I took some notes, and I wanted to say I'm sorry that you were sick, because being sick sucks. I really only get super sick when I've noticed, like after Thanksgiving, I got super sick when I eat a lot of gluten. It just happens, like over the course of the week of Thanksgiving, I was at relative's house, my relative's house. So I didn't feel like saying no to them on like the gluten stuff because I was a vegetarian for a while and, so they're used to that. And so when you introduce a different food restriction, they're just like, well, aren't you just the bee's knees? And it's just not very fair. But by the end of the week, or I guess the weekend, on the way home, I was throwing up and other things, diarrhea, the whole way back, which is about 10 hours. So, and then the most recent one was about a month ago, maybe, where I had kind of started the concept of cheat days in my mind, but they were way more intense. Like, we had gone to LA or something, and I just ate everything that I wanted, and then we had to end up stopping at like a Denny's or something so that I could throw up at Denny's. So I'm sorry, Denny's. I didn't actually leave a mess for you to clean up, so I'm not that sorry. So I hate throwing up. I feel like I've had enough stomach problems in my life, probably starting since high school, to where I'm pretty used to them, but it's still not fun. And I'm sorry. I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad that your work lets you make up hours, because not a lot of jobs do that. And I'm going to be looking down just because I took notes. Oh no, I'm yawning. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, my notes are funny. I'm a funny person that took funny notes. Oh yeah. So here's the deal. I know what it's like to like be like, yeah, working out and not eating anything, kind of. And then I gained a bunch of weight. Because the body is weird. And when I was hearing that story, I oftentimes describe my body in the third person. So like, if I do something bad for it, I'm like, my body hates me right now. And just talking about it in the third person. I don't know if you guys have seen the Key and Peele skit that is about, I think it's the very first skit in their whole, like, actual series. I think it might still be on Hulu. But it's about two husbands that are trying to tell off their wives. And, one of them starts by saying, and my wife was like, da 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 da. And I said, sorry, it's gonna be maybe expletive. I can kind of not make it that way. But I was like, so he was saying his wife was like, blah, 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 being a jerk. And he was like, and I said, beep, but the bad word or whatever. And by the way, that's Kathy Dyer's favorite Key and Peele sketch, which is hilarious. And so I feel like when you were describing like throwing up and stuff and then walking a lot and then not eating a lot, I just felt like your body, I was like, oh, well, your body's just like gaining weight because it's like, bitch. The funny part is like, and then the other husband goes, but you said it. You said bitch, right? You said it to her. And so it's funny because they're all timid of their wives and stuff. But, so I just feel like that I want to encourage you, Kristen, by saying that your body went through a hard time, and sometimes bodies do mean things when they go through a hard time. And a hard time to a body is also not eating a lot of calories and also exercising a lot. And even though it's good for your body, like, your body's like, well, I think I'm starving and I think that you hate me, so I'm gonna survive without you. So Yeah, I'm sorry about that. In regards to like desk job and stuff, I feel really lucky because no one bothers me really, except for yesterday where everyone bothered me. They didn't really bother me. It was just really stressful, and I didn't understand it because I've never had a day like that since I've worked at where I work. Um, but I'm pretty lucky because no one really cares what I do. I mean, they care what I work on, but they don't care what I do. So my job is in a converted like diesel mechanic garage. So it's really giant, and everyone, if dang it, if this is the shape of the office, except for it's actually a rectangle and then a rectangle and a rectangle. So if there are two rectangles on either side of this one, then everyone's kind of up here, and then me and one other person are way over here, not even at all by anyone. So it takes me a good minute and a half to get across the building, and I need to get up a lot. I get up about 15 to 20 times a day. I've counted it for calorie counting and burning purposes because I walk so much. I have to get up and walk so much at work. So I walk 2 to 3 minutes every time I get up. And so by the end of the day, I've walked about 35 to 40 minutes just at work, which is great, you know. And then if I walk a couple other miles, then I have my steps for the day. So there's that for me. So if you're talking to people a lot on the phone, which I think you are, it's going to be harder. Also, this video is going to be real long. Be prepared. I can already see it. It's already 12 minutes. Anyway, walking, but it's harder for you to think to walk at your work. So what I'm going to do is just say what I do to try to help myself when I'm feeling like I should be healthy, and then you can see if any of that applies to you, and if not, I'm sorry. Okay. So I can't count my steps. I don't really have anything to do that, but I do count how many times I get up, and I know about how long it takes for me to get there and back. So, yeah, the printer is over there, my boss is over there, everybody else is over there, so, like, catty corner, like, literally the opposite sides of the building. So I walk a lot, and then, when I was being super healthy, I was even going outside and walking during my breaks. So that's something that maybe you could do, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know about Utah, but at least in California, it's like standard that you have to take a 15-minute break for every 4 hours that you work. So that could be like potentially 30 minutes of walking. My favorite thing is my sit-stand desk. And what is a sit-stand desk? It is a desk that goes up and down, and you can sit at it or you can stand at it. And I usually try to stand for about half my day. Sometimes if I'm just really tired or sore, I don't do it, but a lot of times I do, and it really, I was telling you guys on the page, on the web, the Facebook group thing that we have that's secret, that my hips get wonky sometimes, and they go out. They'll pop sometimes, probably just because I have a lot of weight on them. But if I stand for half the day, my hips don't really have problems. It's when I sit all day that they have problems. So that's my favorite thing about my job. I don't know if there's any way that your boss can get those, but man, those are good. I'm looking down at my notes. Yeah, desk jobs are maintaining a schedule. That's so hard, especially when you have a full-time job. The good thing is that my personality doesn't like a routine a whole lot. I can stick to a routine for about 2 weeks, and then I'm like, nah, I'm done. So, like, that's it's a little bit better for me because I don't have to deal with it all. My body is okay with that, and my brain is okay with, like, being like, okay, we're doing opera now, so, like, I can do this other routine, or I'm not doing opera anymore, so I'm gonna do this other routine. But if you need a routine that you can stick to, like, oh my gosh, go crazy. This is what I do. I go crazy with planning until something works for me. And then when it works for me, yeah, I gotta stop planning so that I can follow that routine. Oh yeah, just make sure you're eating things, because I know that I would hate it if I didn't eat until after my workout. I can't do that. Yeah, eat food. Dudes, Meeks included, obviously, and Kristen included, and myself included. I love eating, but truthfully, it's when I eat more calories that are the right foods is when I lose weight. And I don't know if that happens for everyone, because obviously it doesn't. So I know that it doesn't happen for everyone. But, like, if I am super restricting calories, it doesn't work. I don't lose any weight. But, I mean, I do restrict calories in a sense, because I'm not like ice cream, cake, and all of the things, and Chinese food, and pho, and yum. But that's what I do when I eat all the food. I just name the foods as I eat them. But I don't, like, I restrict calories in that way, but I don't. This is going to be 20 minutes long. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to try to wrap it up, actually. So, I don't know. I've almost ate, like, 2,000 calories yesterday. I mean, granted, I was working out, and I probably walked for, like, an hour and a half throughout. Well, I walked for about 40 minutes in work, and whatever that is calculated outside of work. It's like, I worked out probably more than I have in a long time this week, but man, it's so, like, that's why it was almost 2,000 calories. But, like, I have an app called Lose It, and it restricts me right now to, like, 1,815 calories, which is kind of insane. Like, that's a lot of calories for, like, a diet. But that's the only way that I don't go insane, too. So, and I think it depends on your weight, too, obviously. So, like, I'm bigger, so I eat more calories. My body needs more calories. So, yeah, probably is going to suck later down the line. But if you're working out all the time, like, 1,800 calories is still probably a good way to go. And I'm not saying that's the exact number of calories anyone that should eat but me. I gave a lot of advice, and it probably sounded like a jerk, but also I just know what I do, and that doesn't necessarily apply to anyone but me. Meeks, I love your face so much, and I miss it so much, and I know that I didn't make any facial expressions here, but I love you so much, and I miss your face so much. And I hope that your work is going well. I hope that you're not too stressed out. Stress is the worst, especially if you are trying to lose weight or get healthier, because stress is like anti-health. It's like, it makes you not sleep. It makes you not want to it makes you want to eat everything if you're me. So stress is the worst. So I'm really sorry if that's what's going on. And I hope that you also find a schedule that is good for you. And yeah. Two more things. Kristen, I'm excited about your meal plan. You need to tell me about it. Also, broccoli is delicious. Just saying. And I think that you should look up a recipe for roasted cauliflower. It's almost one of my favorite things to eat, which is saying a lot. But just look it up. It's so good. Just try it. Find a way to make vegetables delicious, because vegetables can be so delicious. if you just make them delicious. Okay, before this is actually 20 minutes, I'm going to say goodbye. I love you both. I will see your faces later.